something a military friend of mine once told me on leadership was something like, it's better to make a wrong decision than no decision. And
Yeah.
I've heard Joel say that too.
It's funny. It's almost like I was in the military or something. Yeah. So I would definitely want to talk about the cost of indecision. And as a segue into that, though, I want to tie back to something that Morgan was just talking about a few minutes ago about our values and about humility. So you can only have true confidence, in my opinion, if you have true humility. Otherwise, what you have is arrogance. And you can make confident decisions with arrogance, but if you are not willing to be humble about your decisions and the possibility of them having a bad outcome, you cripple the chance for the second part, which is making a course correction later. And an arrogant leader can succeed by making reasonably good decisions all of the time and not needing to ever course correct, but they will almost certainly not succeed as well as anyone who makes reasonably good decisions, even most of the time, and is very willing to course correct. So I like that you've highlighted that, Indy. You do me too much justice in saying how good I am at it, but it is what I strive for, which is being humble about the decisions, and then that humility allows me to be confident. So when I was in the military and was doing leadership training early on, they always said, "When in charge, be in charge." But then after every thing that we did, every mission, everything, we would do an after action review, what now we call a retro. And we would just go through brutally. How did that go? What do we want to do different next time? Sustain, improve. And so we had humility built into the process of, yes, you will have to make a decision. If it is the wrong decision, we'll talk about that later. But especially in combat operations, you don't got time to mess around. We called it paralysis analysis or analysis paralysis, in that if you get paralyzed thinking about the decision, the result will almost always be worse than any of the options that you're choosing. So pick one and roll with it. And I see game development as being largely like that because of the cost of delay. We have a growing team, we have a burn rate, we have a lot of people are putting a lot of effort into this thing. And in game development, the cost of delay compounds quite quickly. The cost of indecision compounds quite quickly because of the interrelatedness of building a game. If the devs are waiting on a design decision, they're burning time waiting on the decision. And if their feature gets put behind because they're waiting, then another feature gets put behind. Next thing you know, you have a mess. And so I agree that it's very important to make the best decision you can with the information that you have available, and above all, keep on moving forward. Do not be afraid. Be confident, but be humble that you might have to realize you made a mistake. And we've made some mistakes this year. And Morgan and I talked about it. We're like, yep, well, that didn't go the way we were hoping. But I remember a couple of weeks ago, Morgan was like, well, we have made mostly good decisions all year long. This is great. He didn't say we made perfect decisions. We've been making mostly good decisions. This is going fantastic.